All righty. This meeting is being live streamed on YouTube right now because I have never done that in all the years that I have taught this. So it's up and running there, and you are here live with me on Zoom. So let's do this and let's record it here so I can send you all the recording. All righty. Well, welcome everybody. Yay. All right, my name is Lene Ann Velasquez. You can call me Lene. Name of my business is called Growth Junkie Coaching. And we are going to spend the next hour or so going through my workbook, my PDF. Here's the uncolored version of it, but it's words are the key to the creation of success. So I'll tell you a little bit about me more at the end, and it's also in there so that we can get straight into training and having a conversation about this. I have taught this workbook to hundreds of people over the last 3 years. So you may be watching this right now on a recording or here with me live. And for personal purposes, to have some awareness of the words that you're using in your life with your family, the words that your kids are using, and how you might be able to share some of what you walk away with today. I have taught this in case you happen to have a business and you have a team, you're in network marketing. I teach this class a lot for people who have teams who want to have some consciousness around the words that they're using while they're building their companies and their businesses. I've spoken to insurance companies, all kinds of stuff. So there we go. So I'm just saying that. So maybe you have your book in front of you. If you don't, I'm going to show it. If not, just sit back and enjoy what it is that I have to share with you today. I will start off. I am a energetic transformational coach. And what the heck does that mean? It means that I've been in transformational work, mindset work, energy work, conscious awareness, changing my life for 32 years. So this work is something I live, I breathe, and I share. I have been self-employed my entire life. I have had beautiful 3 businesses. Right now, the one that is growing that I'm working on, the other ones I have graduated from. Everything leads us to the next place. Growth Junkie Coaching has been in business for 4 years, 3 years, like fully into it, fully invested in it. So people work with me verbally here on Zoom, and I'm also do body work so that people can have the transformational work through and with the body or doing it this way. And I look at the energetics of everything. So that's what we're doing today. We may be talking about a word that's on here. And what I'm going to ask you to do is have a space in your world to go, wow, I wonder when I'm saying that, what am I actually bringing into my world? Okay. So that's what we're going to kind of look at in that sense. So in every class I teach is different based on who shows up live here and the energy of what the class is. I know that I have 13 of you that signed up for this class. So thank you, 13. And 10 of you are brand new to my work. So yay, glad to have you here. The question I want to start this course off with today is it a conscious choice or an unconscious habit holding you back? Okay, that's nowhere in this book. And that's why I say when you show up, even if you've been to this class 4 or 5 times, every time it's different because the energy is different every time. So I'll go with the flow with that. So here's the question. Is it a conscious choice or an unconscious habit that's holding you back from your life, your living, and your business? Now, I'm always going to put those 3 things together because I do a lot of mostly business. I do all of it, but business coaching, but we get to look at what's happening in our lives and our living, because that is what's showing up in our business. So it's kind of, it's the holistic framework of all of it. So when we are using words, which is what we're going to talk about today, and there's 5 of them I've written in the book here. I wrote down a couple other that popped up for me this week with a client I was with. So it can be any words. It's what I'm asking you to do is be actually conscious of what it is that you're asking for, and the words that you're saying, what's available for it to bring back into your life. And then it's all the middle stuff in between the ask and the request to the receive, of where our energetic blocks are, where our beliefs, where our habitual patterning goes on. And that's where I work. I'm like the bridge. I'm in the bridge of the point of like going in there with you and going, oh, let's pull that out. That's a blind spot. And once we do that, we can open up the space for you to have more in your life. When we're talking about these words today, what I also want you to have awareness with is when you're using words, or just in general, is what you're choosing. Is it contracting you, keeping you small, keeping you hiding, keeping things controlled, comfort zone? Or are you willing to use different words and questions that expand so that you can receive more? Okay. That's probably like my hashtag thing that I'm known for. One of my courses I teach is called Expansion Accelerator. It's about how do we be more so that we can expand more to receive more. When I started this particular journey, a lot of the tools I've learned over the years. I mean, you bring into 32 years of personal work, classes, teaching, training, education. There's a lot that I deliver. In the last 4 years, I have fallen in love with a lot of the tools from Access Consciousness. And we're going to talk about those, because there's 4 basic tools in there that if you just start to like bring those into your world and start like thinking and from that, these questions from Access, available to everybody, it really makes a profound shift on everything. So is it a conscious choice, or is it an unconscious habit that's holding you back? Okay, so I'm going to try and stick teeny bit to my little notes here, because I love to talk, but I want to make sure I deliver what's needed in this class. So like it says here, have you ever found yourself stuck in the same patterns, wondering why certain situations keep repeating in your life? The truth is, your subconscious belief plays a significant role shaping our experience, which is a duh, obviously. What's going on subconsciously, energetically, is actually what's showing up in your world. So when we have just this like one little cool awareness of like, wow, the words that I'm using subconsciously, energetically, what are they doing? What's happening here? I don't coach and facilitate from this linear world. Like one of the words we're going to say is why. That remove the word why from your vocabulary until you know what you're creating with it. It's a pretty basic word, but from a linear standpoint, why is just a why. It's just like, why? How many places do you use the word why? I shared somewhere, I'm on many platforms. If you want to follow me somewhere, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, I have many Facebook pages you can be part of for free. I have a membership and courses and all that. So I just recently was talking about my husband, Max, who was a why man. Always wanted to know why. We've been together for 5 years, been married for 3, 2, something like that. And he's no longer always in that unconscious place of like, well, why did that person choose that? Why are they doing that? Why is that happening? And so he's learned how to come at things from a different energetic awareness instead of the why, which gets us nowhere. It's just a problem, and have an actual question to go with it if he's actually truly even wants to know why. Okay, so let me backtrack with that. So let's do this. I'm going to share my screen. Energetic awareness instead of the why, which gets us nowhere. It's just a problem. How do I turn her off? An actual question to hold on one second. Let me go back over to her. Truly. Okay. Hold on 1 second because I need to find out where. Okay, you guys are still. Truly. I am still here. Okay. I've got to get rid of that background because I need to find out where I am hiding somewhere on Facebook. I mean, YouTube. Okay, you guys are still. Truly. I am still here. Okay. I've got to get rid of that background. I need to still here. Where I hate when it goes in the background like that. Facebook. I mean, YouTube. I can close that. I'm going to close that. Okay, you guys are still. There I am. Let's make that quiet. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Technology. There we go. I didn't turn the volume off on the YouTube where it's streaming. So let's go ahead and share the screen so that you can kind of see what it is. Oh, there I am. So let's go ahead and boom and close that. There we go. I truly did have all of this set up. Okay, so here's my workbook for today. Words are the key to the creation of success, the power of the right words. I also have a perspective of how I coach that what if there is no right or wrong thing? There's just awareness with everything, but I do preface this that there are words that create and words that energetically destroy things. So the word I did put was right word. You can use these words once we become aware of them, of what they're creating after, and they will create something completely different. So there we go. All righty, table of contents. Do you use these words? Eliminate these 5 to change your life. Why? But I'm sick and tired. I've got a problem and I want. Alrighty, so I may not go through all of these with you because they're in here, but I want to talk about whatever pops up around them, okay? Once you allow yourself to play with the energetics, the new possibilities will show up. Okay, here we go, here we go. Words are the key to the creation of success. I don't really want to go through all of this, but let's start just right here. And I am right here, so you can see me. Alrighty. Remove why. Pay attention to this word when you ask it as a question. Asking why can lead you in circles to the why in the road. You won't find a solution or a new choice by constantly asking why. Instead of asking why, this is what I want you to learn and what to replace it with. What would it take for this to be different? What else is possible? Okay, so let me unshare that so you can come back in there. That's just what we're looking at. So why? Okay, so just because I'm saying these things, it's like you don't have to completely annihilate them and eliminate them. What we're doing is bringing up your consciousness about them. So my husband, who used to be a Y man, 28 years in the Navy, why was a word that they used to use. And now he's a high school teacher. Why are those kids doing that? You know, now it's more of a question of curiosity. So what I want you to walk away with today is questions empower and they expand our world. And it does matter what the questions are, because often we will ask questions that have a like what we would call a judgment or a conclusion on the end. So I'm going to give you some suggestions here, and they're very simple, and you can use them all the time and everywhere. So, for example, say that there's something in your life right now. Why is this happening? Why is this not working? I mean, I can bring up some things and that's happening right now in my life. And it's like, I don't use the word why because there's no solution in there. There's no possibility. Why is like, roar. And when we go to why, we're usually looking to figure out who's wrong so that you're right and that they're wrong and that you're right. There's this whole polarity thing that we do in this reality, and we really, really do it. So for example, I have a little health thing that's going on, just a place in my life that I can go ahead and create some more health in my life. And when I got the reports back, it wasn't like, why is this happening to me? Why did I do this? Why? What is wrong with me? All of that. It was more of like, okay, cool. Seriously, that's what I said. What else is possible here? Now, this is a basic question. And it is a question. It's not a statement. It's a question. Please add this into your world. It will change everything. This is like a basic from Access Consciousness Tools. What else is possible here that I haven't considered? This is really foreign to most of us because we're not in a place of asking a question. We always are looking for an answer, looking for an answer, looking for an answer. And when we are choosing to, master our own awareness, we aren't going to have an answer right away. We're going to have this space to open up and go, I don't have an answer, but I am willing to be aware of what shows up. And usually when you ask a question of that nature, of like, what else is possible here that I haven't considered, you can use it everywhere and everything in your life. Anything that you hit or why or all of that. That simple question is, what else is possible to hear that I haven't ever considered? And the way that energy works, in case you're not totally familiar with quantum physics and the quantum particulates and all the molecules, I am not going to go into a science lecture here, nor do I 100% completely understand all the science part of it. But one of the gifts that I have is I actually see how energy unfolds and how it's locked up and blocked up into people's worlds. Of course, it's always easier to see in somebody else's, but also in mine. So when that result thing came back, it wasn't, I've learned not to do judgment. Okay. It's not like, why, what, it's like, okay, cool. What's here that I wasn't aware of? That if I become aware of what I'm doing with my body and my food and all that, that I could choose something different. And just having this whole new experience, instead of going, why, what's wrong with it? And being in this space of like, wow, I wonder with this information, what else is possible in my life? And in the past 2 months, I have had such a transformational shift in body health, which then created more income. And I can't explain that in this call on how that is. But self-care also allows us to receive more. Okay. So why? What else is possible here? So when you ask a question, there may not be an answer. And I know that's uncomfortable because we want to know. We want to know what to do. And we want to know what to do so that we get it right. Okay. I have a tendency to work with women. I have some men, work with women where we have a tendency as highly sensitive people, call us empathic, call us psychic, call it intuitive, call it alcoholics, addicts. I have a recovery history. I'm 32 years clean and sober. That's in my thing. So, everything to me is very intense because I see and perceive and I feel the energy of everything. So I have a tendency to work with people like that who don't always have all the tools to understand But what we have a tendency to, that form of clientele that I work with, maybe you that you're listening to right now, is we always have a tendency to go to what's wrong with us. What's wrong with us? Always to the place of what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? I got to fix it, and so forth. This question, eliminating why and going to the space of like no judgment and what else is possible here. And just being in that allows so much new information to come up. Okay. If this is the first time you've ever heard this type of conversation, just take in what you can. And if you're others and you're like, oh, I've heard this a billion times. Okay, awesome. Where else can you be asking questions without a conclusion and without the right answer at the end? Where else can you be adding that into your life, living, and money? Okay. This was one, I'm going to go off script of what's in the book here. Is this came up with a client the other day. And then I heard it somewhere else. It was like a double whammy. Remember, this is about what you're saying out into the world and into people. So she had a tendency, how did she word it? She was like, I have a million things to do. I have a million things to do. Okay. Maybe you got a million things to do. Maybe you got a million things to do. So we can go into strategizing there where as business coaching, life coaching, we have our certain things that I can recommend if you're not already doing, and that's your daily brain dump. Okay. So if you happen to be somebody, when someone says, how are you? What's going on in your life? Poof, the first thing you like blow at them is, oh my God, I got a million things to do. Okay. There's a lot of energetic addictions happening in, I've got a million things to do. Okay. But what I want to do is just look at the energy of that sentence. That's not just a particular word, but it's the energy of it. Okay. Maybe you do have a million things to do. But when we are doing that and saying that, again, is it conscious, unconscious, or is it a habit? What's happening with your energy? I have a million things to do. Oh, shrink, contract, hold it together, control. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do. This is not a place of ease, joy, glory, happy, joyous, and free. This is like control, control, control. Okay, whole nother topic on control. Not going to go there. But I have a million things to do. What is that creating? So the tool that you could use, if you don't already have something that you're doing, I'm just going to say, do the brain dump. I'm a brain dumper. I have been brain dumping my entire life. They didn't have words for this. Like when I started in business, self-employed, 100, not 100 years ago, but a long time ago. I am not 100. And I'm a brain dumper. And so what I do, because I do have a million things to do, but I don't really, I used to. I don't live in that energy anymore today. And I'd love to show you how to not live in that energy anymore. But are you brain dumping? Are you writing down everything that needs to get done? Take the time to get it out of here. Put it on paper so that your body actually has a breath to go, okay, there isn't a million things to do. There's 100 things to do. Okay, cool. All righty. Out of those 100 things that I've just said that I need to do, which now completely stop me from doing anything except for running around in a circle, out of those, can I ask a question? And the question I would say, what's most important here, going through the list? And that's not what this class is about, but that's a continuation of if you happen to be saying that, and then going through that and then picking the top 10 things and which ones out of those 10, which ones will make me money right away. Okay. So that's coaching strategy, but it was something that came up with a client when she was saying that all the time. And it was just locking everything up in her world. So here's the thing with transformational and growth work is you got to be willing to do the work, period. You got to be willing. You're going to hear all this great stuff from me today. I hope it's great. I know it's great. But you have to be willing to put it into action. And you don't have to do it perfect. You don't have to do it right or wrong, good or bad. You just get to go, oh my God, I learned that. Let me see if I can apply one thing. So if you just apply one thing, and that would be like, how does it get any better than this? Question mark. That's going to create some amazing transformation in your life. Okay. So if you have a million things to do, what else can you say? What else can you be with that energy? Okay. I think what I was going to talk about with that, and again, it's not on the topic of this call because I never know where they're going to go, is I've been working a lot, always have, but really a lot right now with people's, you can call them energetic distractors or energetic addictions, and they're two different things. But I've been really working with the group. I have a group right now. It's called Future Magical Self, and we're doing future creation work. And we're looking at where we are addicted to energies. And so I have a million things to do, which is what you're saying. So then you're creating, and what you're creating is an energy that doesn't really allow you to get a whole lot done because you're contracting to control it. And then we were looking at with that is the addiction was overwhelmed. Everywhere that you're addicted to being overwhelmed, what is that creating? So that's a whole nother class. It's a whole nother training. Would be glad to share more with you on that. But where we're addicted energetically to things so that we actually are addicted to them so that we stop creating. It's pretty fabulous. We're pretty brilliant at the things we do. Okay, so let me go back to the little sheet. Hopefully that energetic addictions are like my thing right now. Because I'm an addict in every way. I mean, the name of my business is called Growth Junkie Coaching, because I'm addicted to growth and I'm addicted to other people's growth. I truly am. Like, I dig watching people transform and change, even if it's from the outside. Prior to this, in my history, I was a top executive in Mary Kay Cosmetics for 22 years. So I watched hundreds of women start, create businesses, have successful businesses, and then a ton of them just disappear. It's the network marketing energy that happens. But I love that, and I loved it. So that's where Growth Junkie. But that's an addiction for me that I have to watch how much I am gathering information from everywhere and learning so much so that I can share it with everybody. So I always get to be aware of the words that I'm using. Even the name of my business, I've been really looking at that what is that creating? It's creating people who want change. How fun is that? Okay. The second word that I have in the manual, in the guide, is but. And I'm not going to pull it up, but it's but. The only thing you should be doing with a but is your butt that you should be sitting on. Okay, but. And you may have heard this before, that when you say but, it eliminates everything in front of it. Okay, so you may know that. Okay, but I want you to actually energetically, consciously be aware of what's happening when you're doing that. Okay, so this was something that when I was in network marketing as a top executive sales director, I really was on the women in that. We would get up and we would talk about what we did for the week and, our wins and all of that. So if you're somebody that has to report your wins, a wins or check-in, what would it be like if you just said what you created, but you didn't put the but in there? It's just a period, because everything you say, oh, this is what happened, this is what I created, here's my example here, and this is where this came from, as I frequently hear my clients use in their conversation, I made $10,000 this month, but my goal was 12,000. Oh my gosh, I would hear that down the line of women, and then I'd make them repeat it, because it's a habit that, remember, what was the first question I said? Is it conscious choice or is it an unconscious habit? This is an unconscious habit that we are trapped into until we acknowledge that. Number one, how many of you don't have the freedom and the space to talk about all the great nummy goodness stuff that you are doing. So you have all this greatness, goodness stuff that you're doing and being, and then you put a but so that you can wipe out everything so that you can match the energy of what you're supposed to be versus what you potentially have, which is a tremendous amount of success, but you butted it. Okay. God, this call is so different than my last ones over the years. So I'm glad I'm recording it. So just watch where the but comes in, and right where you go, but just go, oh, I'm butting myself. What if I didn't say but, and I just stopped and I actually received what it was that I just said. And let me finish, see what it says here. Using but in the sentence focuses on the shift on the accomplishment of making 10,000 to the fact that it fell short of the desired goal, obviously. So I'm just going to ask you to bring that into your awareness, and, you know, where else? Just put these little words on a sticky note, like on your little desk, and go, why and but, you know, maybe pick one a week or something, and just go, oh my gosh, I say that more than I am aware of. And what happens with the but is you have all this great stuff that you just did or accomplished or completed. Maybe you're doing some organization. I just taught about the energetics of your desk in your home and how important that is to create stuff, to have that flow. Love feng shui. And so I had a client who was doing some space cleaning. So her vibration was strong and powerful in the place that she was working all day, went through the list and then did the but. She knows well enough. She stopped herself because it's so habitual. And she stopped and she went, wow, I did all of that. I wonder what else is possible from here that I could never imagine. What else is possible here? Now that the space is different, the vibration is set higher. What else is possible here? Period. Okay. Because it just takes out everything that you empowered yourself before. Cool. I want to go back to, I don't know why this just popped, but I'm going to throw it out in case you're a parent or a grandparent. I learned this a long time ago. Again, I've been in 12-step programs for 32 years, and I have visited all of them, and one of them that has truly created the ease that I have in my life is like codependency and 12 and Al-Anon. And being a mom of two very hard to raise boys, 22 and 26, very strong-willed. They got that from their mom, and having their own sensitivities. I learned early on not to ask them why they did what they did. Like as soon as you set up yourself and say to somebody, to a kid especially, why did you do that? What were you thinking? Is that going to create something in the interaction that you're having with that person, that adult, or that child? Or number one, what it usually does, it puts up an energetic wall. And number two, if you ask somebody why they did that, they don't know. And it doesn't matter. They chose it. So that's a whole nother class I could teach on. People choose what people choose. Okay. And when we keep going to try to figure out why they're choosing what it is that they're choosing, what is that creating for us? Are we getting tight? Are we controlling, trying to figure it out why ourselves? Or, wow, that's what they're choosing. Now it comes to different when it's discipline with your kids and so forth, but there's ways that you can word things. So that, and that's how I did it with my boys. It always goes the way it goes. It always creates something, but it wasn't like, why did you light the sidewalk on fire? And why is the fire truck and the police here? That was real. There was a lot of that in my life. Asking why they lit the bomb in the fire, and I forgot about that. Why my my driveway was on fire and the police was there, was not going to create anything. What did eventually create was, I don't even remember. I don't even have an answer on that one right now, because I think at that moment when I drove up in the car and the police were there, the fire and the driveway was on fire, and yeah. But it gives you an idea of, like, at least in those moments, I had moments of like going to the why. There was no why. They chose what they chose because they chose what they chose. Now, what's possible here? And what was possible is we had to go to burn school and all of that. But remember, asking why was not going to create anything. Process. So anyway, I don't know where that came from, but that was for a parent or a grandparent who needed to hear that. Okay. Kids. All righty. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Do I want to talk about that one? I want to do a clearing on that. On what we've been talking about, because as an energetic facilitator, I actually clear the energy with you. And then if I coach you and we do more classes, one-on-ones, training, all that, whatever, I teach you more on how to continuously learn how to clear for yourself. Okay. So let me go back and let's do a little energetic clearing on some of the stuff we've been talking about, because I know it's brought up a ton of nummy stuff for you. And you're like, oh, wow. Okay. So number one, everything that we're talking about is just information. It's data. And what would it be like to just continue to learn from me and have more awareness for yourself and not judge yourself? That's my number one. Okay. Every word you say creates what happens in your life. Every word you say creates what happens in your life. So how cool is that? Okay. Right. If you, so we talked about why so far, we talked about but what I would like to do is a clearing. It's an energetic clearing. Like I said, some of the stuff I use is from Access Consciousness. I love the Access Consciousness clearing statement. It's weird. I'm not going to go into it, but it eliminates the charge of where we are locking ourselves up. And I actually see it clear. So, and it's available for everybody. But so what lie are you using? So I'm going to I'm going to ask you this question if you're new to my work, and I just want you to be with it. Okay. So what lie are you using to create the need you are choosing? Okay. So that's not the clearing I wanted. So, because I haven't even talked about need yet. So let's talk about need before I clear, but then let's clear something else. All the definitions of words that you use, that you've decided are necessities for communication that don't create for you, would you be just an energy of like destroying and create everywhere that you've unconsciously, it's a habit, using words out of habit, out of unconsciousness, because you've decided that that's the only way to communicate. All right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys, POBADs, and beyond. I'll come back to that. I don't know if I have the word need in here in my little bookie book. I don't. So we're going to do need, because you can I'll go back to those, but need. That kind of goes with want. Do I have want in the book? You'd think I would know it because I've taught it so many times. Want. Let me see if I can pull these both together really quick. Want. Why is my book all funny? I do have want in here. Want and need. Okay. I want. Oh my gosh. Okay. So anywhere that you use the word I want, I just want you to be aware of it. Just aware of it. Is it a conscious choice or is it an unconscious habit? When we say the word I want, energetically, the word want, I think I have it written down here so I don't have to remember. If you look up in an old dictionary. So here's how energy always is working. The word want has been used forever. So it has all this energy on it. It has our points of view create our reality. Okay. So this word want is actually creating something based on the way that it has been used forever. So when you look at the dictionary, the old dictionary prior to 1946, there are 27 definitions of want and lack. Want energetically, unless you're conscious of it, every time you are using the word I want, you're actually creating this energy of lack. And I know that when I say that, it's like, what? But I was doing that for years. Want. And all I was creating was lack. So I know it for to be very true for me, and for all of my clients who have shifted their consciousness with that into something else. So the word you get to use, if you would choose, is I desire. I desire this. You know, I desire, anything, what just, you know, I desire, I'm going to say for business, I desire more clients. I desire more clients to work with me so they can have the transformation that's available. Now, when I say want, just listen to the energy of that. I want is heavy, it's desperate, it's lacking, but it's so habitual. So change your words where you say I want to I desire. I truly desire, growth junkie, to what else is possible beyond what I could ever imagine. That's part of my energetic pulls energy stuff that I do for my business every day when I work with my business, because your business is its own entity, and having conversations with it is like growth junkie coaching. What do you desire today? Business, what do you desire? Lene, what do you desire in your life, your living, in your business? And most people will come to me in the beginning of coaching because they want clarity. Again, not in the books. Clarity. So whatever you've decided clarity is or isn't, or everywhere you've decided once you have clarity that you'll be able to figure out what it is that you want, would you go ahead and destroy and uncreate all of that times a godzillion, from right, wrong, good and bad, POC, POC, all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Clarity is asking questions. Clarity is, what do I desire? Not what do I want? What do I desire? So when someone comes to me and they're like, I need clarity, I'm going to flip it into a question of, if you had it all your own way, what do you desire? What would that look like? Okay, so, and the only one in the last word was lack. Okay, I'm going back here. So every time you say I want, you're saying I lack, which means you're going to get it. I lack of this. So what shows up in your life is lack. And it's so real. Okay, so is it conscious choice or is it an unconscious habit that you're doing? Cool. There was something else I was going to say about, when I teach money classes or I work with people with conscious wealth, it's even saying I don't want money. I don't want money. I don't want money. I don't want money. I don't want money means I don't want lack. I don't want lack. I don't want lack. Now, there's an energetic transformation that's happening in there when we say that. But it's also a new conscious thing. It's like, I don't want money. No, I desire money, but I don't want lack. So I will work with that. I don't want money. I don't want money. I desire money. And there's so much more into conscious wealth to be taught on so many different levels, but just having that awareness. Okay, so yay for that. And need, that's in here, isn't it? And then we'll do another clearing, is I need that. I need that. I need that. I need that. Oh my gosh, I need that. It's so funny. As our life, okay, as my life has changed, I spent many years in lack and survival. Lack and survival. And survival and survival. And it's been a process. It's been a journey. It's all part of, just my growth. And today I don't be that, but it took a lot of uncovering of stuff. I always tell my clients is underneath the pile of poo, underneath the pile of shit is the pony called you. And that pony called you is you, the infinite being you truly be. But there's so much stuff on top of us, and it's all energy. Okay. So that's what I do is I help clear that and become that bridge so that you can connect with who you truly be. So I had a lot of clearing and destroying and creating all these energetic ties and attachments and points of views and all this stuff about a belief that I had that everything had to be done in struggle and survival. I don't live there anymore. Yay. And I'm going to hear, I don't live there anymore. Yay. And I will vouch for coaching because I've never not had a coach, a therapist, or somebody who could take me always to the next level of anything. So if you're looking to up level and change and recreate, have a new, as my coach that I'm working with right now, she calls it an identity makeover. It's an energetic quantum, there's so much to it. It's really hard to have that mass transformation, that kind of transformation on your own. So whether it's me or somebody else or one of my free things that I offer, which is what you're here for, congratulate yourself, acknowledge that you're showing up for you and you are grabbing stuff so that you don't have to do and have transformation on your own. But the need, I used to say need all the time. And then when you get out of lack and survival, it's so weird because I don't need anything anymore. It's such an interesting shift how that is. I desire a lot more. I do. I desire a lot more. But my needs, of my point of view, from survival and struggle, it doesn't resonate the same way. So need is a word I'd like for you to take a look at. Where are you saying that? What is that creating? And for me, the need was always creating lack and survival and struggle because I always needed something. So, and that was an energetic shift. So I can't tell you exactly like do step A, B, and C to get here. That's where the growth work comes in. That's where it's being committed to show up for you for change. Okay. Need. If you think you're needy, you'll always go to greedy. And you try to hold on to everything you've got and you become a hoarder eventually. Every single need you have is an invention that you have created to justify a point of view you have. Okay, that is straight from Access Consciousness, full credit to them. And that was a question that probably just blew your mind. You're like, what did she just say? This is the power of deeper questions. And that's what I teach and will work with you as a client, is a different kind of question that makes your brain go, what was that? So if you think you're needy, you'll always go to greedy. And you try to hold on to everything you've got and you become a hoarder eventually. Every single need you have is a lie. It's an invention that you have created to justify a point of view that you have. So everything that is, what invention, what lie, unconsciously do you have that creates this need for needs that you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, just let it clear. Don't need to figure out what I just said unless you did. Just let it go. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod poc, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. There is a lot of different ways to clear energy, and I have learned dozens of them over my life. And I don't care what you choose or whatever, but the clearing state from Access Consciousness, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all 9 shorts, boys, povads, and beyond. You can Google it. The clearing statement it just wipes the slate clear. It energetically clears. Okay. So need, if you think you're needy, because I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that. Again, maybe all unconscious, you'll always go to greedy. Okay. Need, greed, and you'll try to hold on to everything, contract, constrict onto everything that you've got, and you become a hoarder. So everywhere that you're hoarding energy, because you're needy, right? And every single need that you have is a lie. It's an invention that you created to justify a point of view that you have. Okay. Another whole class. But our points of view create our reality. Our points of view create our reality. This took me a long time to let that just sink in. Because then I needed to learn, if my points of view create my reality, whose points of views are they? 95% of, statistically, scientifically, 95% of your points of view from where you function aren't yours. So who the hell are they? and that's what we look at. And then we clear those, underneath the pile of poo is you. Clear that with totalies. And I love energy work because we don't have to go into the heavy thoughts, feelings, and emotions, which is where I spent the majority of my life, in the deep, heavy thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I want to go to the energy of it, and I want to cut it at the roots and just be done with it that fast. Okay, so there was something to that, but clear all that. I was just saying, clearing all that. Oh, and the points of view. So you have thoughts, but they're not yours. Let's find out what your actual points of view are for you. Let's master your own energy. Let's have your own awareness. Let's have your own choices, your own, because those thoughts are creating your reality. And then those thoughts are creating your feelings, which then are creating what shows up in your world. Bam, bam, bam. And that's really how it all works. Okay. Let's see, we have a couple more minutes. I have delivered a lot. Okay. I have a tendency to overdo that. I've come a long way. But I get excited when I'm sharing things that just a little bit, I know, can really have a huge impact and transformation in your world. Is there one more that I want to say? We did why. Oh, try. I'll finish on try. I think that's in our book, try. That word, I'll try. I'll try. Oh my gosh, I'll try. Again, what would it be like not to judge yourself? That's probably one of the biggest things I coach on too, is helping women get out of the unconscious, habitual judgment thing that we do. We use judgment to create things in our lives, but judgment also destroys everything we can receive. It's all energy I'm talking about. Okay. But try. Another great thing for you to have awareness with today is, and this got really clear for me, which is why I did leave Mary Kay after I left a top position. I left an organization, because I could do more work with people on this side, because there was a lot of I will try. I tried. It was all of that. And my job was to direct them in certain ways to create a business. What I want to do is now, which is what I do, which is why I left, is what's behind the try, what's underneath the try. And what if, instead of saying you tried, you actually acknowledged what you did or you didn't do. So let me give you an example of that. A personal one, way back when, that I can recall right now, is like if someone says, like I have homework in my coaching program that I do. Now that's not going to work because I don't do that anymore. I either do it or I don't do it. Okay, so here's an old example. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm trying to pull it up and I can't pull it up. See how that works now? I no longer do that energy of try. I either choose it or I don't choose it. And then I choose to acknowledge that I either did or I didn't, but I don't judge it, but I acknowledge it. And whatever that was what I was trying to get out. Clear all that, let that go. That was a little like, it was an energy clearing thing. But when we say I try, it allows us to be in an energetic addiction of always trying. Trying, there's no such thing as try. There is either you, like I think it sits in there. You either try, you either stand up or you sit down. You stand up or you sit down. Okay. Or there's that middle part where you're like that, where you hover and your legs start to burn out because you're not doing the up or down. You either try or you don't. There could be so much more change and ease in people's lives if they had the permission to acknowledge what it is that they're actually choosing. So, and I know that's a big one for everybody, because if we actually acknowledge that we didn't do it, then we go into the wrongness of ourselves, which we're brought up to never be wrong, even though they were always wrong. If you stayed with me this long and you get what I'm saying without totally getting what I'm saying, we're meant to connect together. Otherwise, if you're not, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. But when you get me, because we get it. So thank you for staying this long if you have. So what would it be like in your world that if there was something that you had said you were going to do, but you didn't do it, but you said you tried, but you actually didn't try, but you acknowledged, oh my God, I didn't do it. I didn't even try, but I'm going to say I tried because I thought I tried. I want you to be in this expansive, energetic world of this space of like, wow, I didn't try. I didn't try. And when we acknowledge that you didn't try, that actually creates something versus like, I tried, but you didn't try. You didn't choose to do it. Cool. You either choose to do it or you choose not to do it. Okay. That again is another whole topic on its own, but I am sure that opened up some new stuff for you. So with all of that, I know that you all walk away with something. There was a lot packed in there. You will receive the recording for those who aren't here live with me. And if you are live with me, you're still going to get the recording too. You have the download. If you would like to ask me any questions, I'd love to do what I just call clarity chats. I don't know, whatever you want to call them, little 30-minute setups, and ask me some more questions. See if I might be something that you're looking for in your world to have a transformation with, where you're wanting to change something, you're wanting to shift something, you want to look at mastering your own energy, understanding how you work and what it is that you're doing now that's not working, so that I can give you some new, what's the word? It's not a strategy. What will work for you? Because everybody's individual. So you can do a clarity call. It's got tongue tied. If you are not part of my tools to reset your mindset, Consciousness with Lene, it's a free Facebook page. I do a lot of free facilitation, coaching, and conversations in there. It's on the back page. You can click the link. I have a group. It's called The Phenomenal Woman. It's for phenomenal women. It's a 30 days of changing your life dramatically. But it's a 30-day membership, and you can just go 30 days at a time if you want to. And we focus on one particular thing. Monday, we're going to start at looking at clearing all of our energetic blocks. It's more than that. Our points of view, all the places we're hiding and doing weird things with our money and finances, so that we can clear that, so we have more space to receive more. So that's called 30 Days of Change. That's The Phenomenal Woman. And otherwise, you can find me in other places. Or if you're like, hey, I like what you're doing, want to see if there's connect, pop you into one of my 12-week courses or work with me one-on-one. And please share Growth Junkie Coaching with other people. Tell them about this video if you liked it. All righty. Thank you for spending the past hour of your most valuable commodity, and that is time. And even though in the energetic world there is no such thing as time, because it's just forever, but you did spend an hour with me for yourself. so that you could come out of unconsciousness of just what you're saying and how you're being with it, so that you can tweak it, ask some different questions, have some more space, some more possibility, some more freedom, some more joy in your life. All righty. So there we go. Thanks for spending that time.